Hi, my name is Emma, and I'd like to share a time that I specifically saw God's faithfulness in my life. At the beginning of high school, I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and it was something that made me feel weird and out of place, and something that I didn't want to talk about with others because I was afraid of what they would think about me. I was put on meds, and they did help, but I was never completely free of the symptoms, and I did have just occasional partial seizures. Last Thanksgiving, I woke up one morning and I had a seizure, and then I had another seizure and another seizure. I went on to have over 30 seizures that day. It was something that was just really weird, just tiring physically, and I was weary, and it was painful, and it was not something that was pleasant, but in the midst of that, I felt an overwhelming sense of peace. I had seen God's faithfulness that semester, and I was just assured of His peace. A passage that was really encouraging to me was Psalm 91, and I'm going to read a few verses. Verse 2 says, "I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. For He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence." Verse 5 says, "You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day." And it was just something that was really comforting to me, and I knew that I could trust God's faithfulness. Amidst all that, I was just still afraid of how people felt, so I hesitated to ask people for prayer or just to share, but I did have several people praying for me. I went home for Christmas break, and I went to see my doctor, and they told me to increase my meds, and I did, and I was very doubtful of the effects of that, and I wasn't really counting on anything, but I felt God's faithfulness and His peace, so it was okay. But a week passed, and I had no seizures, and another week, and I've actually not had any seizures since then. And verse 9 and 10 of Psalm 91 say, "Because you have made the Lord your dwelling place, the Most High who is my refuge, no evil shall be allowed to befall you, no plague come near your tent." And it was just a really cool reminder that even though there are evils in this world and there is physical pain, God does heal, but He has conquered the evil one, and that is something that we can rely on.